Welcome back to the second part of this pre-recorded live stream. I now want to focus on the revision planner. So we've spoken about how pupils can save time, just halving their technology consumption or reducing it a lot. Will save a lot of hours in a day, a week, and over the next couple of months before mocks and also the GCSE exams. So I wanted to take the time to share with you what I've created that I think is really going to help. So there's 4 tabs at the bottom of this revision planner. At the bottom of the first one, you'll see it reads before you start. This is to really get pupils reflecting upon why they need to revise. So it's so important that this piece is filled out properly and in detail. The first question is, why are you revising? What is the purpose of you revising? Don't just write because I've been told to. Really reflect, really think about what is the purpose of you revising. Why do you need to revise? Because actually, those people who think, I don't need to revise, I know it all, you're not going to do as well as if you do revise. And that's a fact. You might do okay. Yeah, you might get that level 4, that level 5, but actually look for those 7s, look for those 8s. Why not? And revise for them. Why do you want to pass your exams? What's the purpose? What's the reason that you want to pass them? Is it a future job role? Is it to get to sixth form? Is it to do an apprenticeship, go to university eventually? What's the reason behind you wanting to pass your exams? And what will happen if you don't revise? This is really important and a bit bleak, but actually what's the reality of this? What will happen if you don't revise? Okay. You get what you work for, not what you wish for. Seldom do people win the lottery, lots of money without any work. You have to work in life. You have to work for these exams. And at the moment, the exams are still going ahead as shown by the government. And so we have to assume that they are, and we have to work for them. We move on to stage 1. Now, stage 1, you can see today's date, the 9th to the 12th, that automatically updates. So this calendar is linked to the date and will automatically update. So the days left until you have your first mock exam. Your mock exams begin on the week of the 25th of the 1st. You have 47 days until that first mock exam. And that's 6 weeks, okay? Now, with this revision hours per day, you can change that to suit you. It might be that you just want to put 2 hours revision in a day, and that will reduce the total revision hours to 126 from 143. It might be that you think you can revise for 3 hours a day. That'll bring it up to 161 hours of revision until your first mock exam. We've also got weekend hours. So at the moment, I've put in 4 hours for revising each day over the weekend. Again, you can change that. So it completely adjust it to suit you. And that's the beauty of having this technology, is that it enables you to create a revision timetable that is bespoke and suits you. Number of subjects, 8. That includes double science, English language, English literature. But again, you can change that if you have more or less. Dream of success and work hard for it. There's no harm in being a dreamer and wanting to achieve. You just have to work hard. We move on to stage 2. So here you can see the subjects. Now I've pre-populated this with just some subjects that we do. You need to please make sure that that is specific to you. Okay, so change those subjects here to the subjects that you actually study. You also need to please, I've already put in the mock exam dates for your maths and your English literature, which you'll be taking on the week of the 25th. The following week, you'll have your option subjects. They will be done in class, those exams. So your English and maths exams will be done in the hall. Your options subjects will be done in class, and science will be doing their mocks in March, okay? So you need to speak to your teacher when those option subjects will be. As I said, I've already done maths and English, so that you have an idea of how long it is until your first exams. I will also, as soon as I have it, send out the dates for the summer exams. Again, you need to put those dates into here, because that will then calculate the number of days until those exams and how many revision hours that you actually have. Okay? That takes us on to stage 3, the important stage. Now, you first of all start from the bottom here, which I'll take you to. Now, these are some suggested start times that I've put in here based on if you revise for 2.5 hours a day and 4 hours at the weekend. So my suggestion is that every day you work from 4:30 till 10 past 5, 40-minute slots, finishing at 8:30. Obviously, there's break for dinner in there. There is break times in there as well. You can alter that to adjust your needs, but that's based on 4 lots of 40 minutes for 2.5 hours. If you're doing 3 hours, then you can increase that time to 45 minutes or 50 minutes, based on however long it is that you want to do. Now, in stage 2, I asked you to change the subjects to suit your needs or to suit your subjects. These subjects will appear here, okay? So there's a potential for you to do 6 sessions a day if you're revising lots of hours, but actually for 2.5 hours, I would suggest 4 sessions a day, okay? Now, it might be that in your first session on a Monday, you want to revise science because you just come out of English intervention, and actually the last thing you want to do is go straight into English revision. It might be that you want to. You might then after that want to do history. You might then after that want to do English language, and so on and so forth until this is populated. Okay. Now the clever bit about this is that those sessions that you put in, based on the number of hours, it works out how many session targets you need per week. Okay, so here you can see that it's saying we need 6 sessions a week, all right, per subject, and that includes over the weekend as well. So as soon as you put those in, it comes up with a number. You want all of these over and unders to be 0, because that means you've got exactly the right number of sessions per subject per week. Now, I really like this because it's completely organizing your time effectively. Okay, I know you have to put in the numbers, you have to decide when you're doing it, but actually it's counting down the number of days until your exams. It's working out the number of hours that you can do. And if you were to decrease, for example, the number of hours that you can do per day by an hour, it would reduce the target per week to 4, for example. If you increase it to 4, then it will increase the target number per week to 7. Okay, so it completely adjusts itself depending on how many hours you want to do per day and how long until you have your exams. Okay, now this is really the easy bit. Okay, lots of people, myself included when I was younger, spent ages putting up beautiful revision planners, put it on my wall, didn't do it. The most important thing is that you stick to this, okay? So important. If you don't stick to it, you're not revising. If you're not revising, you're not preparing for those exams, and potentially you are preparing to fail, okay? Now, the mocks are really important. As I said, the government at the moment have said that exams in the summer are going ahead. That might change, we don't know. If it does change, it means that we need to use evidence in order to generate your GCSE grades. Now, some of that evidence, not all of it, will come from mock exams. So it's so important that you work hard and prepare for these mock exams. Okay. Now, this planner, it's my expectation that everybody completes this. Okay. And I will be going through this with your form tutors as well so that they can support you. But I think it's a really good idea if you were to do this at home with mum or dad, whoever is at home, because actually it's really important to get them involved. I've spoken in the previous session about using those people at home to help with your revision, albeit you teaching them, them asking you questions. So important. And again, this is another way of you not burdening the whole responsibility of revision on your shoulders, but using those people around you to help you. So please make sure that you don't do this on your own, that you don't do this in silo, that you do this with somebody else. But as I said, the expectation is that you do get this completed. Okay. So the deadline for completing this is next Wednesday. That's the 16th. I will be asking form tutors to check every single person in their form's revision planner that they have this completed, that they have an acceptable number of hours. And actually, there will be times prior to your mocks, prior to your exams, where I'm going to ask you to justify and prove your revision. Okay. Now, the proof will really be in the pudding when you take those mocks. Okay. But it's so important that you revise. What I'll also be doing next week is I'm going to be sharing a revision pack, which will be given to pupils to take home about different methods of revision and different ways to revise. It's quite a thick pack. But again, it's another way of us all working together collaboratively, not just the school in isolation pupils and parents or carers, but all of us working together to ensure absolute success for each and every person in year 11. So important that we do that. Okay, so that will be shared. So expect that to come home next week. Thank you ever so much for your time. I really do appreciate it. If anybody needs to contact me, my address is christopher.simmons@stroodacademy.org. Please drop me an email if you need help and support with the revision planner or anything else at all. I'm absolutely here to help. I'm here to support, and I'm here to ensure that everybody achieves their potential. Nobody gets left behind. So thank you so much. Enjoy your Christmases if I don't speak to you beforehand, and take care. Thank you.